the first generation of patients who get to redefine what it means. What should it look like? And what can we be as a community of women? It's still okay to hope.
Want to wake up to smoother, brighter skin day one? Olay Retinol 24 recharges my skin while I sleep. No wonder it was awarded Best Night Cream. Night mode activated. Olay, face anything.
Tomorrow on ET, we're with Livewire Kelly Ripa.
How about the very intimate story you tell of passing out during sex with Mark?
Well, her marriage, beauty extremes.
Did I miss my appointment for them?
And past live co-host.
It was only put on one person.
It is a juicy book, an even juicier interview. You guys do not want to miss it. Kev, back to you.
Cannot wait, because she never holds back. Thanks, Rach. Good stuff. All right, we're going to leave you now with...
Happening now.
What does the future of North St. Mary Strip look like? While homeowners say they want less traffic, business owners say at what cost?
It's Hispanic Heritage Month, and one organization is helping others discover their family roots and their family tree. We'll explain coming up.
And our first taste of fall is finally here with comfortable mornings. Coming up, we're going to talk about how low the thermometer will go. And our KSAT community phone bank is open right now to take your calls to help those in Puerto Rico affected by Hurricane Fiona. The news at 5 starts right now.
First, we begin with late-breaking news from the city's northwest side, where cleanup is now underway after a fire at an apartment complex.
Yeah, this is happening in the 11,600 block of Hebner Road. It's near Vance Jackson. We know at least 20 fire units were on the scene at one time.
While we don't know the cause of this fire or the full extent of the damage yet, we are being told that no one was hurt. We're going to continue following this story. You can look for more updates both on air and online.
Also new at 5, will limiting parking make a nightlife hotspot more livable? It's a question that's dividing one San Antonio neighborhood.
Now on Saturday, more details for District 1 Councilman Mario Bravo's plan for overnight residential permit parking were made public, and that has led to a very tense debate.
Yeah, that program would grant street parking in designated areas only to homeowners from 10 at night until 6 in the morning, affecting the nearly 20 bars in the area. As Alicia Barrera reports, days later, there still seems to be no common ground between business owners and homeowners.
It's going to be something where you risk losing, frankly, the only area of San Antonio where you have a concentration of independently owned, venues, bars, nightclubs, things that are really, really important to the fabric of this city.
As a possible solution to late night traffic near the North St. Mary's Strip, over the weekend, Councilman Mario Bravo expanded on the proposal to limit who parks in neighborhoods.
It will absolutely have a negative impact on businesses.
Chad Carey owns several businesses and serves as the president of the North St. Mary's Business Owners Association.
The reality is that the North St. Mary's Strip has been a lively, important cultural center of San Antonio for a long time.
In a statement, interim president of the Tobin Hill Neighborhood Association said in part, residents have experienced disturbing behavior. We seek for the neighborhood to be safer than it is today and feel the residential parking permit is a potential solution. However, Carey claims bars have addressed some of those concerns for over a year.
We don't let patrons into the bar after 1:15 a.m. at night. We make last call 15 minutes earlier than we are legally required to do. We send our crews into the neighborhood streets to collect trash off of our property.
October 8th is when that next meeting is planned for. And here's the thing, those exact details written out are still unclear. And I did speak to more business owners. They say they were promised a list of that proposal. However, that has not been received today. I also spoke to some homeowners who say they have questions themselves and still need a lot of clarification before they jump on either side of this debate. So we reached out to District 1 office. However, our calls and our emails have not been answered for today. Reporting Alicia Barrera, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Alicia. Some other top stories we're following for you. Police still have not found the driver who they say hit and killed a man overnight. It was just after 1 o'clock in the morning along Old Highway 90 and the city's west side. SAPD says there was a man riding his bicycle along the road in the grass. Someone in an unknown vehicle, though, drove off of the road and hit him and took off. The cyclist died at the scene. Officers say the driver never stopped to help the man.
One man recovering after he was hit by gunfire while he was sitting inside his apartment. It happened just before 1 a.m. on Eisenhower Road near Mid-Crown on the northeast side. Officers say the victim inside his apartment, shots fired from the parking lot. He was hit in the stomach and taken to the hospital. We're told he's doing okay. Police said the suspect got away in a dark-colored vehicle.
Now to Uvalde, where the U.S. House of Representatives caucus, a children's caucus, holding a hearing this afternoon. The subject, parents and teachers talking about the ongoing impact of the Robb Elementary School shooting. U.S. Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee and U.S. Congressman Joaquin Castro were at that meeting, and we're going to have more on that story coming up tonight on The Night Beat.
Well, if you're ever curious about your family history or where your ancestry began, one local organization willing to help, Los Barreños Genealogical and Historical Society, wants to expand awareness and knowledge of Hispanic heritage. The group spoke with our Erica Hernandez about the importance of Hispanic history and passing it down to the next generation.
Generation after generation of family history can be found in this office off West Commerce Street. Since 1983, Los Becareños Genealogical and Historical Society have been helping others discover and research their family history.
They could just walk in here, just knowing names of their parents, maybe some date of births, marriages, any information they had available, and we could find a way to get them started.
Los Becareños president Barbara Chavez and member Corky Rubio say the organization has a room full of documents, books, and other sources that date as far back as the 1700s.
We have a lot of families who are very, very old here, and not just since the Spanish came, but the indigenous people that lived here and how they intermarried.
In San Antonio, there's so many people with the same common name, right? Hernandez, Garcia, things like that. So it's really about researching and finding the proof of who your ancestors were.
I myself was surprised right away. One of the first books I opened included some history about the Hernandez family and its ties to San Antonio and South Texas.
But it's so much more than just the DNA, and it's more of the stories you find along the way.
And now the group wants future generations to understand their roots and history.
That San Antonio is a very rich city in our culture and in our history, and this is how we are going to protect it so that it goes on to the next generation and the following generation.
If you're interested in looking into your family history, Los Becareños office is open Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You could also visit their website, losbecareños.org. Erica Hernandez, KSAT 12 News.
We want to give you a quick look at the traffic right now at this hour. We're looking at I-37 Indian Hills, no problem there. And then we have Kitty Hawk, Camp Bliss, all of it looking pretty nice. Traffic moving along just great.
A lot of people probably with their windows down because the humidity is a lot lower out there. Now, it's still hot outside, but that lower humidity is going to help us out when it comes to those morning temperatures in the future. Take a look at weather where you live. Temperatures 91 in Leon Springs, 93 in Del Rio. So, yeah, it is still pretty hot out there. 93 in Bulverde and 92 in Mico. Officially at the airport, we've got 95 degrees and winds are gusting from the northeast at about 25 miles per hour. That breezy wind bringing in drier air from the north. Dew points only in the 50s, so it's going to be a pretty pleasant evening tonight. In fact, after midnight, you may not need the air conditioning. Open up the windows. Temperatures are going to be in the 70s late tonight and even in the 60s early tomorrow. Some places in the hill country, 50s. Nice, cool fall feeling, at least in the mornings. I've got those details coming up in just a bit. Ursula, Steve.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Our latest KSAT community event has the potential to change lives at hurricane-ravaged Puerto Rico areas. Happening right now, our KSAT community partners have joined forces with the American Red Cross to raise funds through a phone bank to provide comfort where there is little right now. Steve Priester now at that phone bank where there's some major money on the line, Steve.
Yeah, absolutely, Ursula. We're talking about a $50,000 matching grant, but before that, we got to make these phones ring. I mean, look at this guy right here. He's lonely. He wants to talk to somebody. He's got his Red Cross vest on. He is ready to go. So make the phone lines ring. This is the number 351-1363. Jeremy Roberts joins us now. He's on the board for the American Red Cross. Talk about this matching gift of $50,000.
So the matching gift is very generous donors decided to help out with the cause and with the fundraising. So as much as we put together and much as we're able to get from the people of San Antonio, they're going to put in a matching gift of $50,000.
This is a way for people to help.
Correct.
I mean, Fiona happened so far away, Puerto Rico, even though now it seems as if it's going to affect us more directly.
Yes.
How does this money go? Where does it go?
So this money goes directly to the people affected in Puerto Rico in that area. And so what a lot of people ask is, can I send blankets and food and so on? That's not what we're looking for. We already have the supply chain happening. We're looking for funds to help with the supplies already going there.
Because even if you bought those things, it's just way more efficient to go through the Red Cross.
Correct.
You have a supplier. You know where these are going.
It would cost us more to put it on a boat to send it over.
Yeah. How important are these donations that we're taking?
So as little as $20, that can feed a person breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the day, or $20 can supply comfort kits for somebody for the day, or even something as big as $200 can provide food and shelter for a family of 4.
Yeah. There is no donation too little or too big. We'd love to hit that $50,000 matching grant. Correct. The phones are ringing. I'm very happy to say, look at this guy. He's happy, right? Yeah, thumbs up. 351-1363 is the number to call. Please reach out and help those who've suffered from this hurricane. Ursula.
You know who else is happy? The San Antonio Spurs fans. Today, the Spurs opened up their training camp, and that is going to include a season filled with at least 2 things we know of for sure. We're definitely going to be watching their full rebuilding process this season. Also, we're going to be celebrating the team's 50th anniversary in the Alamo Dome. That official date, January 13th, when the Spurs take on the Golden State Warriors. Whatever happens, though, in between is anybody's guess. And with more on the Spurs' first day of training camp, let's check in with Greg Simmons. Hey, Greg.
There was a lot of the, who's that?
Yeah.
Who's that?
They are all so young.
Yeah, it is funny you should mention that. There are some 18-year-olds in this. All right, so many new faces. You're going to need a program this season. Even 5-time NBA champion Greg Popovich says he is having trouble naming his entire roster. And in fact, met a staffer today he didn't recognize. With DeJounte now a Hawk, Keldon Johnson is now the face of the franchise and team leader, even though he will miss training camp with an injury. More on that a little bit later on. So they have a lot to rely on the young guns, including #1 draft pick Jeremy Sohan, who missed the summer league due to COVID in part. As a result, Pop delivered this dose of reality in his first press conference of the new season.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I'll say it anyway. What the hell? Nobody here should go to Vegas with the thought of betting on us to win the championship. And I know somebody will say, gosh, what a Debbie Downer. There's a chance. What if they work really hard? It's probably not going to happen. But the point is to develop this group and give them the best possible opportunity to have long NBA careers and enjoy the hell out of it. And whoever comes after me will have an opportunity to take them to the next level.
How about that? Even a mention of life after Pop with the Spurs. Now what happened to Keldon Johnson, and when will he be back? We'll tell you coming up in sports.
And some colorful new hair I noticed from one of the Spurs one of the young Spurs.
Yes.
Yeah. It wasn't you, Greg.
No.
Also ahead on the news at 5, have you felt the pain of price increases? Who hasn't? The cost of food spiking over the summer months. Marilyn Moritz will show us just how much those prices rose coming up.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom where we're working on the news at 6 o'clock right now. Calling or texting the suicide lifeline is now easier than ever, and the numbers show that. Tonight at 6, how much the call volume increased in just a month when the number changed, and why that is so important to surviving families. Plus,
I don't want to even say what the critics say we're doing because it's so awful, and we don't do those things.
and there are plenty of critics when it comes to animal testing. It is done right here in San Antonio at Texas Biomedical Research Institute. Today at 6, KSAT explains how animal testing was used to develop the COVID-19 vaccine. And we're also looking at technology being studied right now that hopes to eliminate the need for animal testing in the future. Imagine printing human organs. KSAT explains today at 6:30. All that and more in less than an hour. We'll see you then.
Thank you, Myra. We'll see you then. Now to the still high price of putting food on our tables. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz tracking local prices again to see the impact on family budgets. And it turns out just over the summer, the prices of so many things from cereal and lunch meat to bread, coffee, soared.
Aisle after aisle, shoppers face price shock and tough decisions.
The meat, the beef.
Michael McCall manages, but he has a family of 5 to feed.
Just for 4 pork chops, it's almost $10.
Meat and potatoes, apples and bananas, even frozen pizza night. Food is costing more. For months, we've been tracking the prices on the exact same 48 items. What we found confirms what you've been feeling in your wallet. The same cart of groceries that cost $224 last December and $239 in June now costs $248, nearly $9 more in just 3 months. Gas prices may have plummeted since June, but that's not trickled down to the kitchen table.
The transportation fuel is only one part of getting that food produced and getting it to the store.
Agriculture economist David Anderson says feed prices, the war in Ukraine, drought, and the avian flu are all pushing food prices up at the same time. Our price check shows just since June, eggs jumped another 7%. Raisin Bran Crunch is up nearly 12%. Bread up more than 12%. And orange juice 21% more. Foodflation is hitting every aisle, every meal. Frozen corn up 8%. Chicken thighs up nearly 13%. And a can of chili beans, it's up nearly 32%. So when will shoppers catch a break?
But I think we will see some of these prices continue to moderate just over the next few months.
He says just don't expect pre-pandemic food prices. And check this out. A few groceries actually cost less than they did in early summer. Milk, ground sirloin, and it's even a bit easier to bring home the bacon. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Steak on the menu.
Bacon. All right, live cam outside, and we take a nice look at the Frost Tower. You can tell today the humidity was less.
It's different. Absolutely. And hey, even though it's in the 90s, I'll take lower humidity. And in fact, you're really going to feel the lower humidity, especially in the mornings over the next few days. So I hope you're an early riser. Let's take a look at the radar, though. There are still some showers out in parts of Kenny County and near Eagle Pass in Maverick County. These are just your typical summer showers, an occasional flash of lightning here and there. And it was earlier today that a good amount of rain fell across parts of Valverde County, Edwards County, anywhere from half an inch to an inch of rain in some spots, a few tenths of an inch of rain out near Del Rio. And it is quiet around San Antonio. In fact, the returns that you're seeing there on the radar are actually probably those snout-nosed butterflies, which are out there in abundance and causing you to have to go to the car wash. Outside, look at those clear skies. We got up to 95 degrees today, our preliminary high. The morning low was 73, but that number is going to come down over the next few days, and we're actually going to see morning lows lower than seasonably average, 67 degrees. Take a look at the dew point tracker, the humidity tracker since this morning. This is a snapshot of this morning. It was oppressively humid outside. That front moved through in the early morning hours, and we have seen dew points plummet by some 20 degrees. Dew points are now in the 50s. That's pleasant on our humidity scale. That's why it feels nice outside. And as we look at the dew points in the future, what we're going to see is dew points in the 30s and 40s. So nice and dry over the coming days, even chapstick weather for some folks out there. That's going to make it feel really nice in the morning. We're talking morning lows near 60 degrees for much of this, the rest of this week. So if you get up early in the morning, it will actually feel like fall outside. Now, the dry air is a bit of a double-edged sword because it makes it nice in the morning, but it allows it to heat up pretty quickly in the afternoon. So we're still going to be hot. On the satellite radar across the state of Texas, it is very quiet other than those showers and storms out in the west and near Corpus Christi. Meanwhile, dry air is filtering in across the United States, and Hurricane Ian has become a Category 2 hurricane. We're going to talk more in depth about Hurricane Ian and its impacts to Florida coming up at 6. But the big story for us is that the dry air is going to be the big weather feature for us, while really only Florida deals with very very moist air from Ian. So looking at our KSAT 12-hour forecast tomorrow morning, 64 nice degrees in the morning hours, completely sunny skies. We'll have winds from the northeast gusting up to 20 miles per hour, so it is going to be a bit breezy tomorrow. And even though we start off in the mid-60s, by noon we're already going to be in the mid-80s, and then in the afternoon topping off at 91 degrees. But again, it's a dry heat, so at least we have that working for us. Early tomorrow morning, sunrise at 7:25. This is what it's going to feel like out there. Temperatures are going to be in the 50s in the hill country and 60s around San Antonio, so very nice outside. Coming up at 6, we're going to talk more about Hurricane Ian, and if you're stargazing tonight, Jupiter. It's going to be pretty big in the sky, so tune in for that.
Thanks for the heads up. Thanks.
All right, so you heard him talk about it a little bit earlier, life after pop. How close are we to life after pop?
If you had to guess, which we've done a million times, you would think at least another year, right?
Yeah.
Well, in this particular case, he got asked today after that, what motivates Pop to return? And he had some fun with that. When we come back, more about that. Plus, back-to-back starts for Cooper Rush. Can he pull it off tonight in New York City? Coming up.
My inner motor, what drives me? My paycheck.
Greg Popovich in rare form as a 5-time NBA champion begins his 27th season as the head coach of the Spurs. As we told you at the top of the broadcast today, the Spurs opened their 2022 NBA training camp today with a ton of new faces to help get them through their 50th anniversary of being in San Antonio. With DeJounte Murray traded to Atlanta, the new face, of course, of the franchise is Keldon Johnson. But Johnson dislocated his right shoulder during a game at the Spurs facility with his teammates. And today he was asked, how did it happen and when does he believe he'll be back?
Playing pickup with the team. Kind of got tangled up with one of the guards and this happened. I'll miss like the first part of camp, but we're looking for soon, probably like halfway through, I'll be back fully going with the team. So then after that.
First regular season game, you feel like you're good to go?
Yeah, for sure, 100%. That's the plan. As long as everything goes as planned, I'll be back for the first regular season game.
Good to hear. Johnson Adding was just a freak accident that could have happened to anybody.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
We are now less than 2 hours away before kickoff between the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, and all indications are that Michael Gallup will not make his return tonight on Monday Night Football. It's the Cowboys' first division game of the season, and Gallup had practiced all week long, but was still listed as questionable for tonight's game as he recovers from an off-season ACL surgery. He would have been a nice addition for Cooper Rush, who's looking to go 3-0 as a starter tonight for the injured Dak Prescott.
Get the opportunity to play. You wait a lot of years to play multiple games in a row. It's been a while. But you're just going like any other week. You're just going about the normal pace, normal tempo, and pretty routine.
All right, kickoff is at 7:15 p.m. tonight. You can see that game live right here on KSAT 12. This is video of Bills offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey that has gone viral after he lost it in the booth after the Bills did not have enough time to spike the ball to set up a potential game-winning field goal as time ran out, and the Bills lost their first game of the season 21-19 to Miami. Notice the hand that comes in at the last second to cover the camera and try and protect the coach. Coming up right there. Back with more after this.
A quick reminder, our KSAT community partners partnering with the Red Cross to help those in Puerto Rico following Hurricane Fiona. A phone bank going on right now. It's going until 7 o'clock tonight. Please donate and help. You can call the number on your screen right now, 210-351-1363.
They're going to be there till 7. You have time. Thanks for watching the News at 5.
World News up next. We'll see you back here at 6.